Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm working on my chocolate journal. In case you hadn't seen the cover before, this is my wonderful cover from a chocolate cookbook. I love this. And I was having trouble. I was so looking forward to making this chocolate journal, and then when it was time for me to do it, I was having a lot of trouble getting started on it. I would do a little bit and try a little something, and I just wasn't feeling motivated, and I took a break from it and made the glue books, which were a big hit, and apparently I need to make more. But I know why I had to wait. I received some happy mails recently, and just yesterday, I think it was, yeah, just yesterday I got one that just was exactly what I needed. And I think it was last week I got a happy mail that had some really awesome, see if I can find some, these trading cards from the Hershey Corporation. And I love these. And so, when I got yesterday's happy mail with papers and laces and things, that was from Donna, I just knew that I had what I needed and I could get going. It was just what I needed. So this is going to be my design team video for Mrs. Cogs. And I'm using her chocolate kit. Let me show you the 4 pages of ephemera you get. And I saved the word chocolate too, to use that. So you get 4 of those words because you have 4 pages. I printed it 3 times because I'm making 3 different journals, but this one is mine, the one I'm keeping. And so let me just show you. I did these tags on video. I had colored the tags with my Distress Oxide inks, and then on video I decorated them with some fabrics and trims and Mrs. Cogs' image, and I hadn't added anything to the top, so I put in this chocolate brown seam binding with this beautiful piece of lace, which is something I trimmed. I cut it from this larger piece. And a bulb pin. And I had this little coffee dyed tag, and I used Tim Holtz rub-on to decorate that. So there's one, there's another, and this one has this kind of lace on it. And the other lace is sewn there. So there's some pink gingham ribbon there and some cheesecloth. And this one was too empty at the bottom, so I added this little round piece from, excuse me, I'll remember it in a minute, hopefully. This one has some lace, some filet crochet behind it, some gathered up sheer ribbon, and again it has that little piece of lace that I cut. This one has a different kind of lace and a lace background. And I think there's at least one tucked into this book. So let me show you, let's just go through the book and I can point out the Mrs. Cogs ephemera that I made. This piece I sewed onto a linen pocket that I made. This piece of linen, I think I have a piece right here. Boy, I'm very froggy today. It came from this. I think it's a little pillowcase. And I just love the delicate lace on the edge of this. And this soft vintage fabric. So I just cut it and I left it doubled to give it some stability. And I left, the edge of the lace, and I just stitched a fancy pattern on there. And then stitched this Mrs. Cogs image on it to make a nice pocket. This is a little pocket that I made with a Mrs. Cogs image. It's got vintage lace behind it, a little piece of a vintage doily, and I'm going to make that here on camera. And then there's this little tag, and this is a page torn from this chocolate cookbook. There's a pink eyelet in there with a bulb pin and a little piece of lace. I'll point out the other things when I do a flip through of the completed journal. I'm just pointing out Mrs. Cogs images right now. Here's one of the images that I had done on video with silver embossing powder, because I have a stamp of that Hershey Kiss. And I just tucked this tag in here, this little card from Mrs. Cogs in there. But I want to do something with it, but I forgot my ink. So I'm going to ink the edges of it and then sew some lace or something to it. So once I got started on this yesterday with the items that Donna had sent, I really felt inspired and just wanted to keep going, but it was kind of later in the day by the time I got started on it, because I was finishing glue books and listing them and stuff like that, and I had to go mail packages. I didn't mail the glue books yet. I had other things to mail. So we have this very vintage looking crochet piece. It's crocheted in a circle, but I think that might be too heavy for just a little tuck spot like that. So let's try this piece. It's lighter in weight, lighter in color and texture. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Well, got a little piece left of that. I'm just going to sew this to the side of the tag. So this is a very simple way to embellish, and I'll sew around the tag too, I think. I probably should have inked around the edges on the front too. I have two pairs of the small thread. Oh, there's a pair. Good. I couldn't find either pair yesterday. It was right there. All right, so there's that one. Let's see what else we have in this signature. Okay, here's another tuck spot. This is a stamp that I have of a chocolate bar, and I stamped it on pink cardstock with brown ink. And I want to do a little something to this tag. I'll just sew this little bit up here. Donna also sent me some, oh, this one's pretty, some ribbons, and I used them yesterday. I don't know, that one might be a little too wide. Maybe I'll do this pink gingham. Well, The ribbons that she sent me were this stripe. My book is brown and pink, but I love this mint that's mixed in with the ribbon, so this crochet trim is great with that. There's another ribbon too with polka dots, and I used both of them, but I still had some left. I think I'll just use that lace. Don't want to cover too much of that cake up. And then we did this pocket on screen. It's a piece of scrapbook paper from Graphic 45, and I just folded it and cut it down a little bit and made it into a pocket. And I sewed or glued some ribbon and some buttons on it. And then I just made a tab with my tab punch and put a little lace on it. That's all I did to the tag. I inked it. And I didn't want to glue this down to the page, although you could, but I just clipped it on there, and I'm going to add something to the paper clip before I'm done. Here's another one of the tags that I made. It's got coffee dyed muslin, some lace back here, a piece of doily there. This is a piece that Donna sent me, a little fuzzy upholstery. Okay, I think that's it for Mrs. Cogs' embellishments in there. Let me just look through here. Oh, we did this tag. I did a video of this. I had it tied in a bow, but the bow was bulky in the pocket, so then I tied it in a knot. And now I have to untie the knot. So I just took 3 tags and stitched a piece of craft thin paper across it, front and back. And that made them all stick together. Then I just folded them. So there are Mrs. Cogs images there, and you can write here, and then one in the center, and you can write there. I'm going to change out these fibers for the fibers that Donna sent me too, because I like them better. Maybe I don't even need the tie. It's flattened enough. It was popping up. So I don't think I'll put the ribbon on it. It makes it too bulky. I think this is... I don't think this is Mrs. Cogs, this one here. But again, this is a vintage linen that I sewed it to. That's just one that I tucked in there. I don't think I'll add anything to that except some ink. I think it rained most of the night. It's raining now, but I think it's supposed to stop pretty soon and not rain for the rest of the day. It's not very cold for this time of year, which is fine. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. The this signature isn't as complete as the one that I just went through. Again, I used her word chocolate there. I was going to show you this one too. I sewed it on there. And then this one, I don't think I've done much at all to this one yet. Here's one. I just have this beautiful vintage velvet ribbon that Leslie sent me, my friend Leslie. She sent it to me quite a while ago, but I've been hoarding it because it's vintage and it's velvet. But I put a piece on there. And I guess that's it. So what I'm going to do right now is make this pocket. So I have this ephemera that I want to put on it. And this is the Mrs. Cogs. And I have this vintage lace that I love. So I'm just going to cut a piece of that to put behind that card. But I wanted to show a little more than that, so just move it up and move this down. Let's see who's texting me. Nothing I need to respond to right away. Let me see what else I have in vintage velvet ribbon. I tried to keep them all neat and straight in the drawer so they wouldn't get wrinkled, but they've been in there a little too long, I guess. Let me see what I did to that other one. Oh, it's just got the lace behind it and a little piece of doily. This is a smaller image, so you get to see more of the lace. Maybe it looks better like that. Well, let's try this. I'll just sew this stuff on. Yeah, I like that. I'll do these things first. Now I can add the card. foot down. And now I'll do this one first. I want to make sure that fishtail end of it is secured down so that it doesn't fold up when you stick it in the pocket. There, that's a pretty little pocket. Now, I have to remember which page it's going on. Oh yes, it's going on this page. I don't want lots of loose threads, hanging threads on this journal. I want it to be a bit cleaner looking. I had seen Mrs. Cogs' chocolate kit when she first put it up, and I knew I wanted to do that at some point. And then when I found that book at the flea market last year, I snatched it up and knew exactly what I was going to do with it. And I'm glad I'm finally getting to use it. It's fun to make pockets of different shapes and sizes in your journal. So this one is more of a tall and narrow one. I often will do one where the pocket just goes right across the page. And that's kind of what this is. It doesn't go all the way across, but it's rounded. And I put a little corner pocket on that one. So there's a variety of pocket types in this journal. If you're gluing and not sewing, you have to keep in mind that the glue will smush and take up more space. So your tag would have to be narrower. I like that. I think that turned out nice. And I think that does it for my Mrs. Cogs ephemera, at least for the moment. Oh, I wanted to show this one too, because this is from Mrs. Cogs kit, and I want to put it on the cover. But something will go underneath it, and I'm not sure what yet. So let's just play around. I don't know if I'm going to glue anything down right now. This is also ribbon that Donna sent me. She just sent me a chocolate yummy package yesterday with nothing to eat in it. But it was so yummy and perfect for what I'm doing right now. So I have this little scrap I could use. I don't want to cover up too much of the chocolate images because that's what I got the book for. But since I have brown and pink in the book, I thought maybe I could use this pink behind her. Yeah, I like that. Oh, here's the pink dotted ribbon from Donna. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. Ouch. Just even up that edge. I broke my pinky when I was a teenager playing volleyball, and I recently hurt it again. Got it caught on something and pulled it sideways, which re-hurt it. I don't think it's broken. It didn't get all swollen or anything, but just a little bit. But I just keep, every time I knock it, it starts it all over again. It never gets a chance to heal. And I just did it to myself. Not sure. I'm gonna gather this piece of seam binding and see if I want to use it. I know you probably can't see what I'm doing at the machine, but I'm just using a basting stitch down the center so I can gather it. My concept of what this journal was going to look like has changed. I envisioned a lot of cream colored pages and very clean look, kind of similar to the things Mrs. Cogs does, or Liz does, with her books. Liz, who is Mrs. Cogs, I'm sorry. I stitched basting stitch down the center, and then I just pull it to gather it. Anyway, then I decided to add pink to it, which I could still get kind of the same look to it, but I just didn't have the kinds of papers that I wanted for that look, and so I've just added some stuff to my concept, and I really, really like how it's looking. It's still not too grungy, but it's got my pink and brown that I like, and I'm really liking the way it's looking. I don't know if I'll use that. Probably not. I'm just playing, folks. I could introduce some of the green. I think I like that. Yeah, I like that. So what's going to be up here? looking for the buttons that Donna sent me. There's that one. That one. That one's cute. This little flowered one. Oh, flower-shaped one, I should say. This plaid, I love this. Little plaid doodad. But not there. So what do you think? I don't think I'm ready to glue it down yet. I will cut this. And I cut it a little, no, I guess I didn't cut it crooked. Okay, so I will do some thinking on that. But that's another thing I'm using Mrs. Cogs images for, my cover. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back with some other things I'm doing for this journal. And my story of why Hershey, the town of Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the school there are so important to my family. Bye.